Hello everyone, my name is Divya Patel and I am an assistant professor at Vanita Vishram Women's College of Commerce. Today I am here to explain the topic working capital to you. So let us begin by understanding the meaning of working capital. So working capital is basically the capital which you require for the day-to-day activities or the operations of the business. Also, working capital helps us to find out the financial soundness of the business. Many times, creditors as well as bank providers, they always look at the working capital condition of a business before providing loan or any kind of raw materials on credit. Also, we know that there is a simple formula to find out net working capital, which is current assets minus current liabilities. Having understood the meaning of working capital, let us go on to understand the types of working capital. So, working capital can be classified into two major categories, that is permanent working capital and then temporary working capital. Also, temporary working capital can be further classified into two subcategories, that is seasonal working capital and special working capital. First, let us understand what is permanent working capital. So, permanent working capital is some certain amount which is needed by the business on a continuous and an ongoing basis. That is because without it, the activities of the business would stop. Now, let us understand the characteristics of permanent working capital. So, number one, as the name says, it is permanent in nature. Number two, this kind of working capital cannot be separated from the business. And number three, as the business grows and it expands, this amount of permanent working capital will also increase along with it. Now let us understand temporary working capital. So temporary working capital basically keeps on fluctuating according to the situations or the environment that the business is facing. Let us understand the two types. First of all, we have seasonal working capital. So we know that there are some businesses that have seasonal demands, such as those that sell umbrellas, raincoats, kites, firecrackers, etc. So they have seasonal demand, and to meet this seasonal demand, they have to have additional working capital above the permanent working capital. The second type is special working capital, which is required to meet the unforeseen contingencies that a business may have to face. For example, a fire may break out in the warehouse, which will destroy your stock. So such kind of working capital is called special working capital. So having completed the types, now let us take a look at the factors which affect the amount of working capital which will be required in a business. So the first factor is nature of the business. As nature of the business differs, the amount of working capital will also keep on changing. For example, a manufacturing business will require more working capital compared to a service provider. That is because a manufacturing business will have to first purchase raw material and then convert it into finished goods and then sell to the customers. The next point is size of the business. So this point is very simple to understand. The larger the size of the business, the more the amount of working capital will be required. The third factor is length of the manufacturing process. So when I say length, I mean the time that is required to convert the raw materials into finished goods. So the longer this time period is, the more the amount of working capital will be required. And the shorter this time is, the lesser the amount of working capital will be required. Fourth, we have seasonal fluctuations. So we have already discussed this. There are some businesses that face seasonal fluctuations in demand. So when such fluctuations take place, their amount of working capital will also change because they have to take that opportunity and they will require more working capital for the same. Moving to the next factor, regularity of income. So a business which has regular and certain income will obviously require lesser amount of working capital compared to that business which has totally irregular income. Next, we have expansion program. So those businesses that are planning for expansion and growth will require more working capital because their scope of activities will increase in the near future. But those businesses that are not planning for expansion in the near future will have sufficient working capital as they kept in the previous year. Next, we have sales and purchase terms. So this means the credit period which is allowed to us, that is the business, by the suppliers, and the credit period that we provide to our customers. These two credit periods together will determine the amount of working capital required. And lastly, we have efficiency of management. So the more efficient the management is, the lesser the amount of working capital they will require, because it is said that efficiency means that with lesser input, we can make maximum output. So I hope that you have understood the topic. Thank you, and for more educational videos, please subscribe to our channel.